Hey friends, just wanted to share a few different thoughts with you that have been on my mind over the past couple weeks. It's definitely some different times, but it's also been really great to sit down and just think and process some different things. One of the verses that really came forward to me recently was from Psalm 118. It's verse 24, and it says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." Um, I think that's a pretty amazing thing to think about, that in the midst of everything that's going on here, um, this is still a day that God made, and we should rejoice and we should be glad in it. We serve a God who is all powerful, all knowing, and He knew about this day before He created the world. He knew about us. And I think to recognize that we're here for this day, and this day was created for us, it gives a lot of significance to what it means for us to be here and be part of this day. And I know it's not something that is necessarily what we would all hope for or dream for in a day. Certainly, my day looks a lot different than I would have expected it to look, especially a couple months ago before COVID. But that's just been something that's been continuing to be on my mind, is realizing God created me for this day. And as I think about just the importance of that for my own life, I realize, this day is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for me to go out and to seize this day, to make the most of every opportunity, and to really impact the world in the ways that I'm able to do for the glory of God. And so I challenge you all too to really consider this day as the day that God has made. And when God created the world, He said, "This is good." And so I think just lean into that and really trust that God can turn this for good. And I would say, in whatever ways you can, approach this day with joy. Rejoice and be glad in this day, because it is the day that God has made. One of the other topics that's it's been on my mind a lot as I scroll through social media, especially, but we see it in the news too, is just, I think, a lack of love in the world right now. One of the old hymns of church that I grew up with said, "They will know we are Christians by our love." And I would say that there are many great opportunities and great things where people have shown love in the world around. I look at meals being handed out and people just giving and giving and giving. But at the same time, I see a lot of people responding in not so loving ways on Facebook, shaming, belittling, and tearing each other down. And, in a lot of ways, not behaving the way that Christ would want us to live. And so, as I think about, what does it mean for us to be known by our love? I go back to the love chapter in 1 Corinthians 13. And it starts in verse 4, where it says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth." And this is where I think it really applies to us there. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and it always perseveres. And I guess I would challenge each of you too in that, to really consider what does your love look like right now? How are you responding to the world around you? Are you one who gets easily angered? Are you making note of who says what or how they say it? And how are you responding to that? We should not be rejoicing or piling on when we see bad things happening around us. Instead, again, we should always protect. We should always trust, always hope, and trust that in the end, love will always persevere. I would just challenge you in that. Look at the world around you. How are you responding to it? And in what ways can you go the extra mile to show love so that people can look at you and see Christ? He's in you, He's in your life. And it's important that people around you are able to see His love reflected through you. So that's all I have. If you want to talk more about it sometime, definitely reach out to me. But I hope that you are well and that these words had some meaning and impact on you as well. Have a great day.